Wanderers, welcome to the Wondering Dutchmen podcast, Season 2, Episode 52. Join us for a Friday variety show brought to you by K&J Insurance and our buddy, Kyler Henry. The presenting sponsor of this episode of the Wondering Dutchmen podcast is brought to you by our buddies, Kyler Henry and John Voiles, and the rest of the folks at K&J Insurance. Over at K&J Insurance, they do more than just sell insurance. They work to craft personalized plans of protection. K&J covers all personal insurance, including the major insurance needs such as home, auto, renters, motorcycle, off-road, and RV insurance. But they don't stop just there. They can also insure your business. You think K&J are done with personal and business insurance needs? Heck no, they aren't. Kyler and John can get you set up with any necessary Medicare plans and life insurance you may need. Talk about a one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Their office is located right next door to us in Petersburg, and you can check out their website, kjinsurance.net, or give them a call today, 812-809-4452.
The Wondering Dutchmen podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wondering Dutchmen podcast coming to you from Smoker's Lounge.
The Wondering Dutchmen. Yeah, yeah. The Wondering Dutchmen. Welcome
to the Wondering Dutchmen podcast, Season 2, Episode 52. I am your unofficial host, Esquire, and joining me on the table, not on the table, we are not on the table.
Good God.
OFS makes great boardroom tables. This is where it came from. Shout out to our friends at OFS, but not all of us are sitting on it. Joining me around the table, at the table, with your feet under the table and either elbows or hands or whatever you're doing on the table, is my fellow colleagues. Sitting there in the middle, no bandana, no rose-colored glasses, no turquoise. It's a stripped-down David Allen Smoker, but he is here.
In the raw.
Acoustic.
Very acoustic. This is kind of like Nirvana Unplugged, MTV 1996.
6 or 8, I bet.
I think that's what I was going to go with. Sitting across from me, running the computer, putting down notes, which will be interesting to see how those turn out for Dave, with them big sausage fingers on that tiny keyboard.
Typing mother effer.
And that city of Huntingburg, June employee of... Oh, you're not? Did you get told to stop?
No, I'm just telling you to stop. Shut up. You're lying to everybody. I'm not the employee of the month.
Well, everybody knows the city doesn't do employee of the month.
Oh, yeah, they used to.
Oh, maybe we're bringing it back.
I never got it. Shocker. Joining you at the table.
It's our buddy, Big Mace, sitting over there.
Hey, guys.
With a hole in his roof and a raccoon spending the night with him and his wife. What was that first night like, big guy?
Haven't been there yet.
Hey, let's talk about it, though. We're here, Episode 2, Season 2, Episode 52, the Friday variety show. But before we jump into it, do we have anything we want to just talk about real quick? Maybe not show-worthy, but just kind of a...
When does this show come out?
This will be coming out
Friday
on...
the 13th.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
I think, right?
No, the 12th.
12th.
12th. The 13th is Saturday.
Yeah.
That's right.
Saturday the 13th. So Friday the 13th.
Sandwich Day.
Yeah. Go. That's what I said. Yeah, we're going to talk about this multiple times, but this is fresh off the press here. Usually get posted around 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. At lunch today, you need to go to the Huntingburg Grind Coffee Company and get you a cheeseburger or a hot dog, a bag of chips. Goodwill donation goes to our buddies Courtney and Rusty there. Help them out. That's all I have. What you got, Dave?
Nothing. I'm, hopefully still breathing and doing okay after a whole week back in at work after a week off.
You'll be fine.
How's the new gig working?
Well, fine. It's real good. It's new enough that, still acclimating, I think.
Hey, by the way,
Catching up.
welcome to officially being fully white collar.
I don't know about that. Still wear turquoise to work.
I'm sure there could be a white collar in this world, white collar guy that wears like a
Bolo tie.
yeah, like a bolo. We talked
Dave
about.
showed up for his first day. It's
Polo
the big guy.
with the bolo.
Polo with bolo. Showed up with a jacket and a bolo tie on a golf shirt. I think you said that one time.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I'll wear a bolo tie with a golf shirt. We're like, no, you won't.
Got a
Still hasn't.
What
done
do you
it.
got?
Hey, well, actually, it's going to be crazy. We didn't talk about it on the Wondering Wednesday show, but that actually aired the morning of, or debuted the morning of the MFL Foundation Youth Golf Tournament. So I'm predicting now, because we're recording this on July 5th, that it was a banger. A lot of fun. I know for a fact, as we sit here right now, I have over 55 or 56 youth golfers from the ages 7 to 18 signed up to play golf. Huntingburg Country Club.
Is that up?
It is.
Awesome.
So it's a new number. We've set a new record. My goal was 60. I put it out there. I'm hoping we pick up a few more between here and there, but we hopefully had a great event. A big thank you to our corporate partners, which you guys are a corporate partner. I'll need to take our sign behind the Burt Reynolds next week sometime. We'll have to get that. But yeah, so we had so hopefully a big blast. Teddy Hoops out there. Our buddy Curdy G is going to do 7:30 sports. So if you're listening to this early, pause right now, head to 7:30 sports, listen to it, and then come back and join us. But that's about all I got. I'm kind of excited for us just to shoot the breeze.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I got some things I want to talk about, some other things going on. The raccoon that's going to put its raccoon penis in your nose.
God.
He's going to go to sleep tonight worried about that. But anyways, that ice cold opener was brought to you by our friends at Celebration Ice and our buddy Mark Siebert, where it's ice with attitude. I'm giving them so much free marketing right now with that. Ice with attitude, or if it ain't Celebration Ice, then F you.
We really put the value in the.
Oh, we really do. That's really true. So let's hear that beautifully read ad, right? Meow.
That ice cold opener was brought to you by our friends at Celebration Ice. Celebration Ice is the official ice utilized by the Wondering Dutchmen podcast. You look in the freezer in Smoker's Lounge, and it's a bag of Celebration Ice. Not only can you get the 7-pound and 20-pound bag at your local gas station, but Celebration does so much more with ice for special events, solid ice blocks, and even dry ice. If your local gas station doesn't carry Celebration Ice, demand it today.
Hey, big thank you to Celebration Ice for that ice cold opener. This is the Friday Variety Show, so you never know what you're going to get, but just know that it's going to be good and wholesome content.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
First things first. Dave, I want to applaud you for your editing efforts on episode 250 because when I listened to that today in real time, July 5th, you seem to edit out a lot of things, mainly contributed from yourself, to where I really noticed it when we did the Hayes Heating, Air, and Repair final thoughts, and it went from Big Mace right to me.
I talked for a minute.
No, he didn't.
Oh, then I cut out too much.
I was like, whoa. I was like, I swore Dave had something to say because I know I'm not second.
Yeah, because I was supposed to leave the part in there where I just mentioned that, you should go watch the Independence Day Paul Harvey thing, but then we tried to listen to it and it took like 20 minutes.
We knew it was longer than you had imagined last.
Yeah, so I went and trimmed. Must have just accidentally cut it all out.
There you
that's
go.
fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, when you edit it like that. Fellas, how was your July 4th?
Hot. My God, it was muggy. It was super hot Thursday. Didn't do jack shit during the day, which was kind of nice. Wednesday was a flop. Wednesday after work, we were supposed to go out to some friends of ours, the Shirleys, and go swimming and do a little cooking and whatnots, you know what I mean? And it was just a toad strangler, man. I don't think I've seen it rain that hard in a long time. And it was insane.
So people, local folks will remember this. but if you're listening to us not in the southern Indiana area, we were hammered July 3rd, 4th, and 5th
We also got a lot of rain too.
with a ton of water from the skies.
Yes, so much so that I now have a hole in my ceiling.
I had a raccoon snuggled up to just eat.
Now, it didn't rain today, did it?
Yeah.
morning.
this
Oh, yeah, it
morning-
did. It stormed like a summit this morning. Didn't
Yeah.
it? You're right.
We kept the thunder, kept hearing the thunder, kept hearing the thunder. The kids were, I worked today. Janelle went to work today. Kids were just slow getting up. And about that time to start heading out the door, the first bucket dropped. And it
Yeah.
was like, yeah, we're going to wait this one out. Ain't no reason. Because Huntingburg doesn't have a covered
No.
drop off.
No. You
To
gotta,
where you can get them out of the vehicle without getting soaked. And so we just bypassed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did smoked a butt
Nice.
and some ribs.
Yeah, how'd it turn out there, math man?
Delicious.
Yeah, how long did you leave it on there?
I took it off at 3:30.
What time did you put it on?
It was 2:15 when I went back in and snuggled up with my bride. So I would say it was on for 11 and a half hours.
Yeah. So that's roughly about right.
It turned out pretty well.
225?
Yeah, I did the high smoke setting on my Camp Chef.
Oh, you can do that.
Yeah, it has a low smoke, which is about 180, and then a high smoke, which is about 220, with the smoke setting at about 3 or 4. So the temp varies. But I set one of my thermometer gauges like above the rack above, and I mean it's set at like it'd go anywhere from 235 to 250. But I figured because heat is being sucked out through the
Stack.
stack that
Yeah.
maybe that was be
It
a
always
warmer
runs.
area.
Does yours run hotter on the stack side?
Mm,
Mine does.
Depends on where my shield is at.
How you
We got that heat shield in there, and depending on what I'm cooking, I move it around a little bit
do you?
to compensate for.
I always shove my heat shield as far to the stack side as I can get it, and that son of a bitch burns hotter than hell on the stack side.
Yeah.
So when I'm running butts, I'm usually running them all the way on the cold, like on the other side.
Yeah. So it turned out really
Did
well.
you wrap it?
Yeah, 160.
Yeah, boy.
I wrapped it and I let it sit longer. Usually I'm like an hour resting guy, but because my younger brother locked himself out of his house,
Oh shit.
we had to delay dinner getting started, so
Yeah.
it was
We
so it was out a little bit.
I
but
usually do
it worked out well.
wrap it in a foil and then wrap it in a towel and then put it in a cooler.
That's what we did.
Just let it roll.
Put it in one of them fancy Lincoln Outfitters we got from Rural King on a great deal.
It's
Wasn't
usually
not as good as deals.
usually
You
even
got it.
after I let it sit there for hours, a couple hours in there.
Oh, it's still too hot to touch.
Yeah, I'd say it's still you got to put cotton liners underneath your latex before you start shredding.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, we because I pulled
What'd
the
you
bone
season
right
it?
out. I had a little Kinder
Oh yeah, they make good stuff.
salt, pepper, and garlic, PSG, SPG, SGP,
Whatever.
GSP,
Yeah.
whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then I had a Kinder's that's a wood-fired garlic
Okay.
that I kind of put on it. Not a sweet. It wasn't a very sweet like
Yeah.
some people have a hint. Like when I
Yeah.
used to make my own rubs, I'd throw some of that raw sugar in the raw and kind of coat that, and you get a little bit of crispier, barkier crust from
Yeah.
the sugar breaking down. But
Everything that I've ever used is heavily sugared. It's got a lot of bark to it usually, like Malcolm Reed's or Meat Church's or
see, and the
all
thing
that
of it,
stuff.
like I used to make my own.
yeah.
But then you talk to these people that do it, they're like,
not
we don't
worth
make
it.
our own.
It's not
Like,
worth it.
why add more time? Which it's just you're getting your spices together and you're measuring and dumping and stirring and doing all that other stuff. But
Yep.
threw the ribs on there too, cooked them throughout the afternoon. They turned out really well. I had made some, people call them different things, like cowboy baked beans, put a little bacon and ground beef,
Yeah.
onion, and then a green pepper.
Some onions in
And
there.
they had a pretty good flavor to them.
Yeah.
Made a homemade apple pie.
Oh
So-
boy.
My mom would make she had her apple pie recipe, just delicious. And I don't know that I've made an apple pie from scratch with Granny Smith apples since she's passed.
Yeah?
For some reason, I got a wild hair this week, and I had told my cousin came over and Janelle's mom joined us, and they brought desserts. So we had plenty of desserts, but I was like, I'm going to make an apple pie. And it turned out really well.
I went to More for Less and bought everything that I needed to buy to make Strawberry Delight. Not to be confused with Cherry Delight.
But is it the same thing, just without cherries?
Yes. And instead of cherry pie filling, you use that strawberry goo in a bag with real strawberries.
Oh, with real strawberries.
And blueberries on top. The kids did blueberry strawberries to make the old flag.
I was going to say, Dave's probably that creative when he's baking that he
So
does
you,
the American
by the
flag.
way, I bought enough for 2 pans. So there's an entire pan in the fridge. Should have brought it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's not here now, which doesn't do us a lot of
We
good.
could have
Strawberry
hammered.
delight's on my face.
Well, then
Because I don't like cherries very much.
I'll leave as soon as we're done. Get it and come back.
You don't have to do that.
I know, but I will.
That raccoon,
Because
that's
it is
your new
Friday.
roommate.
It is Friday.
That raccoon.
The
that
warden
you-
may not be home. She may say, I'm not staying in this dump. I told her today when I come home and she had trash bags stapled to the ceiling of her bedroom and I didn't mop. So like I swept and I got it. I swept. You don't want to go barefooted in there now because your feet will turn white. But I didn't mop. And I said, you look at that patch job right there and tell me I wasn't meant for the trailer park. And she's like, God, I hate you. You're so white trash. And I said, I know it.
Yeah. That's
What did I say last night? So this was kind of an impromptu thing. Friend of the program, Jason Myring, he invited us all out to, remember he sat out here and invited us all out there to his shindig.
Yes.
And then we were going to,
And I advised him we had something going on in our house.
we as soon as we got up to start to go, Justine decided we needed to clean the house. She doesn't listen to the show, so I'm all free and clear here. But yeah, we were going to meet and do like a little golf cart side by side cruise, and then whenever we realized that that wasn't going to work because we had to clean before we left.
But you didn't have anybody coming over.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No. Little did we know that the roof would fall in the next day. You know what I mean? So it really,
You really wasted your time cleaning. You
yeah.
should have just went on the golf cart side by side.
exactly. So we get out there, have some cheeseburgers, have some cocktails and stuff like that, and then we get down and watch the fireworks. And I thought it was really cool. But Dave said it happens every year. The first time I'd ever actually been there for the fireworks, I've always, been in and out of Lake Helmrich a million times, but there's like a whole ass 4th of July like festival type thing going on, like down by the gatehouse where the mailboxes and all that shit are.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple that was selling cheeseburgers. A friend of the program, Matt Cammon, he mows in the
Wiffle ball,
foul line, and base lines. He takes
I saw those
takes
pictures.
a push mower and lowers it way down, gets the bases, the lines and everything on there. I bet you right before dusk, before it got too dark to play, and all of our kids were down there and everybody else is, I bet you think there was 40 kids out there?
Every bit of it.
There was probably 40 kids out there playing wiffle ball. And it was cool as shit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Being American.
Yeah. Max hitting bombs, Weston hitting bombs, Wyatt hitting the roof, damn near hitting the roof of the the mail shed with Wyatt, anyway. But we were shooting it. The fireworks had begun, and we were sitting in a lawn chair, and David and I.
So do they open up the village for you to go in?
Yeah. The gates open from
11
a.m. until whenever, because I guess there's so many other people that having parties and the pools and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then they did close the dam at 7 p.m. You weren't supposed to go across the dam at 7, so
Because they shoot fireworks off
right
from there.
below it. And then they actually did put
right
some
below.
up on top this year.
They
too.
thought they were going to have to shoot them all from there because all the rain.
Oh yeah, because it's so soft down there in the grass. Because that's what Dudley, a friend of mine, asked me today. Usually, I guess they park cars in the grass, like that whole big bottom is full of cars. Well, this time they had it all coned off, so it was kind of a
And last year's the same way. They didn't. There might have been some parked in there, but most of it
kind
was
of a
kids
cluster
running
F.
around.
But anyway, they were shooting the fireworks off, and I was like, I don't remember there's a big in there. So I said something 4 or 5 times in a row, like, whatever. And I said, man, there's just something about watching fireworks that really brings my white trash out. You know what I mean? And Justine just loses it laughing, and Dave starts laughing and shit. But it's like, it's true. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing like, dude, when that finale goes off and all that shit, and everybody starts hooping and hollering, and it just like, dude, I get goosebumps thinking about it. Like, it just makes me so yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just about like when helicopters fly over and shit like that, like military helicopters and stuff like that. It is, man. It's wild, but I'm a big fan of fireworks like that kind of fireworks. Yeah.
Hell
Yeah, that's yeah, we did just a little show there up on our hill. Kids love them,
Mm-hmm.
so it worked out well.
For sure, you don't have to travel. I mean, I wish my kids were somewhat like easily entertained as yours would be, to where we didn't have to like leave or spend $50 million on fireworks. You know, I could just go buy the friendly neighborhood pack and some snakes and sparklers.
But there was
there was
some good stuff
making
out of
my
that.
windows rattle. Yes, like I was trying to turn in, and I was like, God damn it! I wonder how long he's going to shoot these.
Keep on firing them off,
Yeah,
baby.
like goddamn, why are we starting at 10:30 tonight?
Oh, we were Independence Day shindigging here until it got a little loud.
That's fine in the shop, but no fireworks.
Yeah, no. But
Are you a fireworks guy?
used to be, but Jenna doesn't like me spending money on fireworks.
I really have always struggled spending money on fireworks.
We are.
Like, I love them, but like,
This is the bad. Like,
it's tough.
here's the
'Cause
thing.
there's people that spend a shit ton of money on
So our thing of it
and
has
good for
been,
them, and thank you for that.
We've done it where Janelle and I have footed the bill, but like this year, like with Corey having moved back, he was like, "Let's go in on some," and then Janelle's mom was like, "Well, I'll throw in some money," and then Dad throws in some money, and
Yeah,
so then you got 4 with the buying power that you
Right.
did, and
yeah,
like
we've done that.
like,
before.
and it's no big deal. Like, honestly, I've gone to the local fireworks stands, and it's fine. It's not a problem. But we were shopping at Sam's Club probably a month ago, and they had them in the packs. Looks like they had great variety, price point. I was like, that's perfect.
Yeah,
And that's, I mean, that's what the only thing I would have did.
You're
They
right.
had like a 44 shot finale that I wish I would have bought that for the finale, because the one box had like 4 like 16 or 18 shot finale, but they were still good.
mm-hmm.
And the kid, like Zoe, really likes the fountain ones,
Oh yeah,
because I think last year we had bought some unicorns
yeah.
that did the fountain thing. So she really liked the fountain thing, and it had some really good ones in there. But then it had like the old cannon shots. But
What's Rhino think about him?
he loves them.
What about Rep Man?
Rep Man was in bed.
That's
He didn't make the journey. And Janelle drugged the dogs for the first time.
Get some Trazodone.
I don't know what she used.
Did you guys see all the Trazodone TikToks? Did you guys see that? I don't know how many TikToks Justine and I seen on our For You page was about, like, Mommy gave me the special cheese, and then it was like Lucy in the sky with diamonds, and the dogs like floating through the magic carpet ride. And I'm like,
Yeah.
good God.
No,
Thunder blanket.
and we just put them in our room. We turned on our fan and dehumidifier in there, where it was kind of like a white noise. And
Give
then
them a
turned
shot
the
of
TV
nap
on.
time.
And they seem to be fine. But yeah, we had a good time. The kids, if it wouldn't be because Corey and I we're in the dark trying to find these little fuses to set them on a block to shoot up in the sky. And it was a lot of work, but the kids enjoyed it. And
We
that's all
always
that matters.
use the, what the hell is it? The Burns-O-Matic torches to just, then you're ready to go.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
I remember being a little guy, younger guy, like high school and younger, and going to it's called Shelton's there. It's right on the state line, the Ohio-Indiana state line.
Yeah.
They'd have the buy one, get ones, and we'd just buy bricks full of firecrackers
Mm-hmm.
and bottle rockets. Like, when you're a kid and you used to run around and everybody kind of stands with their back to each other, you light your bottle rocket, you rip the stick off, light the bottle rocket, take a few steps, and you throw it back at the crew, everybody that you're
yeah.
with. And they
We
just
used to
go
do that shit all the time.
place. Oh, man.
That's what Corey
time.
asked me. He goes, "You ever played Roman candle baseball?"
Oh,
and I go,
shit.
"No."
Yeah. No, we just had Roman candle wars. Like, we would shoot them at each other.
Yeah,
The
he was
best.
talking about playing baseball with him. I'm like, no.
Okay, so we were actually, was that a topic? Did we talk about this on the show? Like, what was the worst thing that ever happened to you with a firework?
I don't think
Nope.
so.
That was a conversation we were having out the now. Has an absolute terrible story involving fireworks. He's lucky to have his vision because of fireworks are heavily regulated now, and they used to not be. But they would get mortar shells that were like the size of basketballs, and they would go into like a 6-inch Schedule 80 PVC pipe, and the mortar, I guess, must have swelled, or if it was the wrong size or whatever, but it didn't come out, and then or something happened. It was a hang fire, and he leaned over the tube, and that sumbitch went off and about blew his head off.
Oh, shoot.
That's why if you ever notice him, he's got a little shrapnel on his forehead there.
No, didn't know
Hopefully he doesn't listen to this because he'll probably get really pissed off for me saying that. So we may have to cut this whole
Hey, do you remember
we may have to cut this whole part out.
Well, do you want it cut out?
No,
I was gonna. Okay. Do you remember when it was last week's Wednesday episode, and it was maybe his final thought where he was going to talk about being wise and not, just because you have something to say doesn't mean you need to say it.
Yeah.
It lasted a week.
Yeah.
2 weeks, I guess, since we recorded that. Chris and I last year, we had one that I don't know, like if it slipped or if it kind of leaned.
God.
But
every time I look over here and I don't see that red light because the pole's in the way, it scares me to death.
We had one that just got up a little bit, and it blew up like behind it, like where we had the concussion of it, and they all down at the house thought it was like, oh, what a great firework. And Chris and I had the ringing.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, are you all right? He's like, yeah, I'm okay.
We were driving down the road, leaving school, in front of El Primo's, and there was an individual walking on that side of the road of El Primo's, and we were going to try to spice up his walk home with a pack of black cats.
Yeah.
And the gentleman that was riding with me at the time didn't quite get the black cats out of the window.
Oh.
And they landed in the floorboard of my Buick LeSabre, and they went off in the floorboard, and one of them blew a hole in the back of his leg about the size of a quarter.
Dang.
It was a good one. Like it him up real good. You know what I mean? Like it just, I don't know why. Like, because when you get a string of firecrackers, you know what I mean? That first one or two, it blows the brick apart. But then they got such hair fuses on them that they go instantly.
Yeah.
So as they're kind of busting apart from that initial percussion, like they're blowing up everywhere. Well, one of them must have right there in the old calf and hit it right on the money and got him right in the back of the calf. So that was probably one of the worst ones that I've been involved in, like personally, to have a pack of black cats going off in the cab of a car and then
and we really
tearing up a back of his leg there.
We try to be really careful. Like,
now, did your dad ever give you a cigarette to go light fireworks off of? Like after he's about finished with his cigarette?
No.
And I'm like, Dad, I want to light one. He's like, all right, damn it. And he takes the last drug off his cigarette and he gives it to you.
You take one more rip?
No, I never did because he was always watching. But I'd run out there because we always set him off in the road right there in front of the house. Mm-hmm. And I'd run out to the road and hold that cherry down on that wick and, get it going. I thought that was cool as hell.
But I get it. Like those that fireworks bother, because I asked Corey about it, like in town, if it's been bad. And I think, but I mean, when I lived in Grand Rapids that summer, we had people that it would be
all night long,
and all night, and like
2 days before and after.
Yeah,
gosh,
but Hunter's Crossing, North Chestnut up there. I guess it sounded like a freaking war zone. And we went through there this morning because that's where we were working. And it looked like it had snowed. Like there was so much like paper, like packing and shit like that had rained down. Like they cleaned them. Like they cleaned all their cake boxes and all their tubes and all that stuff was all cleaned up and in their dumpsters and shit. But like it looked like it had rained all that shit coming down, like on cars and on their roofs in the yard. It was
that's what we've always like, because where we go from our house, like we go up the hill where it's not going to get on metal roof, vehicle, any of that stuff. Because there's some people, they don't care. But I always felt like it'd be that guy that some hot ember get on your roof.
Dad and the neighbor about got in a fight one time because he had an old bass tracker boat, and they said he swore that we burn holes in his boat cover. You know what I mean, with our fireworks and shit. But I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
maybe we did. Maybe we didn't. You know,
it is what it is. But yeah, it was a good holiday. And then last week we did get to listen to the Paul Harvey. I think we made it a few minutes in, and then
good day
realized that was a lot longer than what it was.
It was 11 minutes. Yeah,
but it's really a valid point when you listen to.
I think we probably shouldn't talk about it. As vulnerable as Dave is tonight with no beer or nothing, he might start crying.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah, no.
We don't need that. So I had 2 breakfast-related incidents this week.
Shit.
The first one.
Time warp.
So I had 2 breakfast incidences this week where they...
Incidents?
Well, moments where I needed to jot it down because I figured this would be the place to discuss them. Because I've got this little handy notes app that says this week. Mm-hmm. The first one, I was walking through to the office at work, and there in the Grand Colonnade is where they do the breakfast buffet up at the resort. And I
What'd you call it?
The Grand Colonnade.
Okay.
What? Is that not what it is?
I'd never heard of a cafeteria called the Grand Colonnade.
Well, it's not a cafeteria.
Oh.
It's a breakfast buffet.
Okay.
I wouldn't call it a cafeteria.
Okay.
That kind of brings it down a little bit.
Does it?
Yeah. Yeah. Buffet or cafeteria? What do you think sounds better?
I don't know. There used to be a place called MCL Cafeteria that was a buffet, and it was
pretty good.
Pretty top notch.
We need to go to Golden Corral.
God dang. We've been talking about it for 2 years.
Yeah,
I can't control myself. Clear the schedule the rest of the day, that's for sure.
Well, it's not like you got a hole in your roof to repair.
God.
So I was walking through there, and it's the travel season, and we got, kids travel with grandparents, or they're there as a family spending time. And I heard an old codger tell one of them young whippersnappers, he goes, "You know what?" The kid goes, "What, Grandpa?" And Grandpa said, "You know that waffle you're getting ready to eat?" He said, "Yeah, that's just a fancy pancake." And I sat there, and I heard it clear as day, and I just started chuckling because I was like, here this guy has sat on this take forever, already heard it from somebody else, and he just went with the waffles are just fancy pancakes to that young kid.
They are.
And that young kid's going to continue to promulgate that
There's no
story.
difference in a pancake and a waffle other than the shape.
That's
Batter's
bullshit.
different. It's a different batter.
There's definitely different ingredients in pancake batter than waffle batter.
Oh,
The
really?
You
one
use
you-
the same. You use the same starch.
It's the same consistency.
It's the same
not consistency.
powder,
Not the right word.
but like pancake doesn't have any oil in it.
Because your
And-
waffles, you want a little bit lighter.
So it's you. I use the same Bisquick for pancakes or waffles.
Whether I'm making pancakes or waffles is the exact same treatment.
Really?
You just, nothing changes other than one of them you use a skillet and one of them you use a little iron.
Really?
Yeah.
So, but
What
the
mixer you
recipes are
using?
not the difference.
I don't know. You don't even need to read the box with Bisquick. You just a cup of this, cup of that, and then you just,
Oh, okay.
same way when you make biscuits from Bisquick. It's the same thing. You just cook them different shapes.
I'm going to try to make some pancakes in our waffle iron.
It tastes the same as a pancake. Just holds the butter better.
Waffles do not taste the same as a pancake.
Are you waffle guys or pancake guys?
I'm a big waffle guy. I don't like pancakes.
Really?
Don't like pancakes.
I never picked one of the. I just always get pancakes because I just assume that they tasted the same as a waffle.
They do not.
Eggos taste like
An Eggo, not a God blessed pancake. A flapjack is a flapjack. A pancake is a pancake.
Wow, we struck a nerve
waffle is not the same as a
there.
pancake.
Struck a nerve.
Now I don't. I'm not pissed or nothing. I'm not going to fist fight you over it. But
Sounds
I
like
just
it.
think that that you're wrong.
Uncultured swine. it
Yeah,
must be.
you're
uncultured
wrong.
swine. I would rather have pancakes over waffles. But see, where do crepes fall in that? Because crepes are a close cousin.
Really,
right?
really thin pancakes.
That are rolled up. Aren't crepes rolled up?
Yeah, if they
Crepes?
around and find out they are.
They'll roll them up.
Oh, you want to talk?
No. Crepes are not rolled. You're thinking of like baklava, right?
Crepes are 100% rolled up.
I don't know the difference between pancakes and waffles other than the butter.
How in the hell you think I'm going to know the difference between a crepe and a pancake?
I can tell I never asked anybody for a crepe before.
Now we're going to go silent here real quick while we both.
I feel like any place
hit
I've
the
been,
Googlers.
crepes probably aren't.
A crepe is a thin pancake.
Yeah, it's not rolled.
I don't know why I thought they were rolled.
Ricky Booby.
Oh, Ricky.
So
Bobby.
waffles have
But do those crepes
2
not look,
cups all-purpose
do those not
flour,
look rolled?
salt, teaspoon of baking powder, two tablespoons of white sugar, 2 eggs, and a cup and a half of warm milk. Now, pancake recipe, let's go back to that. I don't think it has.
Pancake recipe is a cup of batter and a cup of cold milk, and then you stir it together. Pancakes and waffles are both.
See, there's way more baking powder and less flour.
I don't put anything
And
like
there's
that in my
no,
Bisquick.
yeah, because this is from scratch, Dave, not Bisquick.
Oh, I thought
Bisquick's
you were
already
adding
got all
this-
this stuff in it. Like, no, so it is different. Like, you don't add as much as this and more of that. Pancakes versus waffles, because a waffle, when it's in a waffle iron, it has more rigidity than
It's denser.
Yes, and it's got a crispier. It's got oil in it, which the oil brings to the top, which makes that kind of crunchy, crispier top. Whereas a pancake is just more fluffy throughout. Does that make sense?
That's a very dignified response.
You're
there.
welcome. I just know that because I have a legit waffle iron that I
Got a waffle iron.
that I
I got
got.
a waffle iron. Papa Frank got it for us.
Yeah, my grandma gave it to me before she passed away, and that son of a bitch is like straight out of IHOP. Like it makes those big 6-inch bastards, like the big ones.
I don't know. I've never measured ours.
I think ours
are
makes
6.
probably 2 4s.
Yeah, I got one that makes a big one, and them son of bitches come out about 2 3/4 inch thick. Like they're
2 4s. What do you mean 2 4s?
2 4-inch waffles.
Squares.
It's a double.
They're like it.
Oh, ours is round.
Ours is round. It's a Belgian waffle maker.
What's the difference?
The horse that delivered it.
I'm not going to nerd out on that. We're done.
No, please.
People know
Because
enough.
I want Dave to be able to make the snoring sound into the microphone like you do to him.
Well, I'm not doing that.
Oh, okay.
Is there chocolate on it?
No.
Okay.
What do you like to eat your pancakes or waffles with? You go.
Butter and syrup.
You ever done peanut butter?
Yep.
I've done peanut butter on pancakes. We don't allow the kids to do that because then they're like, Dad, why are you putting peanut butter on yours?
Gestational or pediatric diabetes. Is that why?
I don't know.
That's why Justine says easy on. You can't have either. You can have peanut butter or syrup, but you can't have both.
Oh,
Now they go to Grandpa's house and they're getting both.
yeah. That's where they know about it.
Papa Jay's hooking them up.
So here's my second breakfast run-in.
Okay.
Directly involved me. So I went to McDonald's on Wednesday morning to get breakfast. I felt like Wednesday was that
So did I.
pre-Friday because with the holiday being on a Thursday. So I go to McDonald's breakfast on Wednesday. I get to the drive-thru. I say, hey, can I get the 2 breakfast burritos? Standard order. Breakfast burritos, hot picante,
Freeze.
large Coke.
Freeze.
What?
Belgian waffles have deeper pockets than a traditional waffle.
I feel like there's a joke in there
No,
somewhere.
it's just what it says. Belgian waffles have deeper pockets. Okay, back.
So I'm in the drive-thru. I say, hey, 2 breakfast burritos, large Coke.
Full
And-
throttle Coke?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Gets me started.
And a
in it.
coffee?
No, just 2 Coke. Just the
the
Coke and the 2 breakfast burritos. And the person says, well, sir, I'm sorry, but the guy that preps our breakfast burritos was a no-show today, so we don't have any breakfast burritos.
Burrito guy was out.
And I said, there's one guy, only one guy in this operation that preps burrito stuff? Yeah, and he didn't show up today, so we're not having burritos. Well, would you like anything else, sir? I said, no, I think I'm good.
How come?
One guy.
Yeah. Well,
In the whole
is that-
place
Is
is
that
the
where
only
you're-
one.
Is that where we're going? Like, I feel like that's a huge staffing issue. Like, why is there only one person in this entire
Like, is it such a
establishment that
highly
is-
regarded
Yeah, I was
secret
gonna
to
say,
make McDonald's
this guy, this
breakfast
Green
burritos?
Beret breakfast squad dude, is the only guy. Hey, stay in your lane, mother. I'm the burrito guy.
It must be.
Maybe he's like split between two jobs. I bet there was like no burritos and also no iced coffee or something. Like I bet everybody else is pretty elbows and armholes.
That's wrong.
Okay.
The guy in the back rolling burritos ain't got time to run all the way back up and make iced coffees.
Okay, well I don't know where
Maybe the
coffees are
maybe the
made of.
burrito guy and the hash brown guy are the same dude.
Yeah, dropping hash.
No, but the
brown.
hash brown guy would be up towards the front because they fry them, right?
Well, where does maybe the burrito and the steak, egg, and cheese bagel guy is the same guy.
Oh, so
no, I think your sandwich maker is probably the same guy. That's going to be the different part because everything else is right at the sandwich station, but the burritos are going to be separated from the sandwich.
Oh, you
station.
think?
Yeah.
I think
know why?
pretty good logic for Dave there.
I think you're dead wrong.
No, because
I think
the
they're all
sandwich
coming from the
stations are
same
going to
spot.
stay the same.
Because it's right by the griddle. You're not griddling the daggone. You're not griddling a burrito.
You're not?
No,
I
that's
would
a,
imagine.
Then how do they get hot?
Microwave.
yeah. I would say they have some kind of oven or something they throw them in.
It's probably yesterday's sausage patties that were left over, just
No,
like
it's
Wendy's
a
used
ball.
to take. Wendy's used to take the hamburgers and chunk them up for chili the next
I
night.
know, I worked there.
Yeah.
By the way, we've had. I don't want to leave the McDonald's thing, but we were sitting in the Wendy's drive-thru, and from where we sat in the drive-thru to where we finally got our food, I looked at Janelle, dead serious, and I said, we could have walked into Applebee's, ordered, and had our food before this even comes out. Like it was making that comparison to,
Yikes.
yeah,
Huntingburg?
yeah.
That's a tough spot.
But back to the McDonald's
I
thing.
hate to say it, but I've been there too, buddy.
So I go across the street to the Taco Bell.
Oh,
Very rarely is there a line over there.
never had their breakfast.
Great breakfast burrito at Taco Bell. I'm all out on McDonald's breakfast burritos. All out.
Wow.
Like, and it's cheaper.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. And this was a legit sausage, egg, cheese burrito that had some flavor to it. Flavor Town there.
I had a sausage, egg, biscuit, and a hash brown. I really just wanted the coffee. I did get a whole lot of sleep Tuesday night.
You did or didn't?
Did not. And I was driving back to be back for something on Wednesday morning, you know. So,
Some freelancing.
so it fell through. Going to do it next week. But anyway, I needed to pick me up for the drive from Vigo County
Just a little bump.
to here.
You'll know about a little bump in that raccoon.
God,
Bump it.
enough.
Hey, your buddy that posted, so you did a great selfie there with Celebration Ice. And their buddy's comment there underneath with the review about penny pitchers or nickel pitchers somewhere. Wouldn't advise. Spent the night at like the worst hotel ever. 0 out of 10. Wouldn't recommend.
Huh, I haven't looked at any of the comments on that.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
There was it was a comment.
I believe you. I just haven't been back on Facebook probably since then.
Heath Wright. Careful in Vigo
Oh.
County there, buddy. Penny pitchers at the Ballyhoo cost me 6.5 hours in the coldest block room I've ever been in. 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. What's Ballyhoo?
It's a bar up there.
Oh, bullshit. You've never been to the Valley?
Why would you ever
No.
been up there?
You never went to Terre Haute for nothing? Like you never went no parties at Indiana State?
Why? Partied in Evansville.
What a loser.
Really?
I don't know.
I mean, I didn't
I
have
just
to.
spent a lot of time up there.
Yeah. I mean,
And I spent a lot of time in IU. I have never been to Purdue, so I guess you could have get that same reaction if you were
Yeah.
talking about Purdue. But
Yeah, you
I just
reacted
figured
that way,
that
like-
most people from here. Did you party in Terre Haute much at all?
Yeah, but I lived in Brazil.
For sure. But
Brazil or
like,
Brazil?
Depends on the day.
Okay.
like was it during college time though?
No. College time was just VU.
You were older
and-
when you were in Brazil.
Yeah, I graduated college and moved to Brazil. Like that was my job right out of college. That's what took me there.
Worked at
Because
some-
you were at Sony, right?
Well, I was at PDF for 5 years and then went to Sony for a year looking for a job down here.
PDF, like
Process
Adobe?
development and fabrication,
Adobe Acrobat.
but better.
Okay.
No, the Ballyhoo is just it's an iconic bar in Terre Haute, kind of like Nick's in Bloomington or
Not familiar.
Was there one? What would you say an iconic college bar in Evansville, Indiana?
Evans is not a college town, though.
Okay.
I mean, I would say, Evans.
It's not a college town.
Not all of it.
That's what I mean. Like, there's college there, but it's not. I don't think that's what makes Terre
See, the weird thing of it is, like, my
Bloomington
time,
is a college town.
Yeah.
Vincennes is a college town
yeah, 100.
because there'd be nothing else there.
What?
George Roger Clark's home.
Really?
Yeah, there's not. The only industries there. I mean, I guess I had to steal.
They've grown some.
Yeah, but a lot of it because of the college. Like, there's
Yeah,
been
that's
stuff
true.
come down. Like, they got a lot of grants for
'Cause they
research
could-
and development
yeah.
in the new technology center. So they were bringing in some industry, but I don't think that industry would be there if it wasn't for
the college.
university.
They the weird thing, like Evansville, we went to a place down there called Fast Eddie's,
Yeah.
not to be confused with the gas station in French Lick.
Or the hamburger shop. No.
Thong Thursdays.
Bingo. We'd go there a lot.
Fast Eddie's had Thong Thursdays.
We'd go to Re-Roz. Re-Roz was always a
Had
blast.
a lot of fun.
But
down
see,
there.
like the West Siders, and if we had Teddy Hoops in here,
They brought an actual bar from Dublin and put it in that building in Evansville. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. I
Ori,
wonder what happened
my
to it
cousin
one day.
Ori. You met Ori.
Mhm.
He worked at Re-Roz for quite some time.
Probably wasn't a bad spot to work
They
at.
flew him to Ireland to become like familiarized how an actual Irish pub operates, and then they flew him back to kind of bring that feel.
I think
to
that would be
Evansville.
one reason why I'd want to go to Ireland is just to experience that.
God, yeah.
I'd love to play golf over there in Scotland, Ireland,
Yep.
England, old course there. But I don't know. Re-Roz was a blast. But like, so, because if you had Teddy Hoops in here, he would tell you like Franklin Street is where it was at. But like, we didn't venture over to the West Side much.
Yeah, say Teddy was a West Side. guy.
Yeah,
so
when
they
you-
were they
when
were
you
probably
got-
at
when you got a-
Sportsman's and
When you only
all
went
that
across
shit.
41 to go to Taco Bell and Rallies, and those were both on 41. Like if you went across 41, like you just got lost. Like there was no coming back until the next morning.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, you came back. Like it's not like you were
I'm gonna die.
gone forever. Just
Yeah,
didn't mix.
spent a
very well.
lot of time out on the West Side.
Yeah. So,
Too much.
eh,
Good time.
yeah. Any other variety there?
I don't know, man. Good show.
Yeah.
Good conversation. I
You-
like the.
You think we could get a shirt designed with a raccoon in your face?
you bring up a coon in my face one more time? Me and you are going to the ground, buddy.
You ever see that video of that squirrel stuck in the picket fence by his balls?
Yes.
I got the worst thought of that poor little raccoon's nut stuck in your teeth like a piece of gristle. Like if he gets to going on that schnozy.
I got one hell of a nose, boys. I was going to say, it's going to take a,
You got the nose for the cocaine.
what the hell is one of them? It's going to take the Peter North of the raccoon world to do this nose any good.
You're gonna wonder why your head hurts in the morning.
What do we got on the list?
Hey, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna head to a quick pause for the cause.
We need one.
Hey, Wonders. You've heard Mace talking about it for a few weeks now, but we wanted to be sure you got it. Talking about Courage for Courtney. Our friend Courtney Drew has been diagnosed with cancer and needs our support. To help ease the financial burden of treatment and everything else, some awesome folks are hosting a fundraiser on July 13th from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Venue 1408 in Huntingburg. It'll be an awesome evening with live music, dinner, dancing, a silent auction, and a bake sale. It's going to be a fun night for everybody involved, but most importantly, it'll be helping a great family get through a really tough time. Can't make it? Well, don't forget there's an online store. Look below for the link or scan the QR code that you see on your screen right now. Now, these are pre-orders, so you can order at any time, but the orders will be sent off to production in batches. You'll be given information on your batch and pickup options when you order. Let's rally together and show the power of community.
Hey, and we're back.
Oh,
Thank you to all of you that have helped along the way on the Courage for Courtney route. We've been talking about it for quite a while. If you've bought a shirt or you bought a bracelet, we thank you. We appreciate it. when we're talking about this, the honor box has been done by Celebration Ice. So those of you that went and bought ice directly from the honor box, we appreciate it. 100% of those proceeds straight to Courtney and Rusty. So big thank you to Mark and all the guys at Celebration Ice. When you're listening to this, Big Fella already alluded to it at the beginning of the show. If you're listening to us on Friday morning, head down, Huntingburg Grind. They're going to have a donation lunch. So you want to throw 20 in, you throw 20 in. I don't know, whatever you want to do, but hot dog, chips, sandwich, drinks, that kind of stuff, that's going to go to those guys, Rusty and Courtney and their family. And then, of course, the big event is on the 13th, which is tomorrow. A lot of great auction items. And we've brought it up onto the table. It's so full of stuff that we've left it hidden away. We're going to get it cleaned up and polished up and ready to be up there. But we've got the cooler. What kind of cooler is it, Dave?
Yeti Roadie 24.
Donated by Lisa Pinkstaff, powered by
Mortgage.
And Lisa is your girl to go to if you're buying a home. Interest rates, we just did a closing today. Like, interest rates are like 6%. Go to Lisa. She's got the tools to help you close faster, better rate, everything you need to. Personalized attention, Lisa Pinkstaff, powered by Mortgage. Now, within that cooler, we've got some great things. We're going to lead off first with our friends at Bob's Liquor here in Holland, here in Ferdinand. There's a $50 gift certificate as well as a good old ball cap in there. You can support the brand. $50 gift certificate, Bob's Liquor, right there in the cooler. Also, we have donated 6 stickers, 5 koozies, 5 tickets, our season tickets to Bombers baseball in the July 18th game up there at our bar top, which they had a rain out yesterday, so you got free baseball. So you got 2 games that you could catch that night. We've donated that. Plus, we've got shirts in the old kitty there, random sizes throughout. That's yours. That's what we're donating. Also up there, Dave will cue to the camera angle, an OG original piece of history. Kind of hate to see it go, but we're going to improve what may go over there. It could be just a bigger picture of Burt Reynolds. We don't know. But we're going to sign that, tuck it in there. You're a fan of the show, it's going to be there. We also have a $50 gift certificate donated by Merkley and Sons. And on top of that, our buddy Chops at Velp and Disposal says, hey, we'll pony up a little walking around money, $100. Go spend it at the ball game. Enjoy it. Making that package a great effort between all the parties, but it's going to be a really great auction item.
That's right.
So, and I think if you probably reach out to somebody and say, hey, we want that cooler for $500, $600, $700, I'd say, depending on how the auction works out, we're going to get a number on there. So that's it. Did I miss anything?
Nope.
I think that's it.
Perfect. All right. It is time for Brado's 3 Big Things, brought to you by Merkley and Sons, the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts. This segment is brought to you by Merkley and Sons, the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts. Have you ever bought a 30-pound box of bacon at one time? Well, I did, and it was quite the experience. Opening up that box of fresh Merkley's bacon, knowing that there was 30 pounds of deliciousness in there, my goodness, what a deal. Be on the lookout next time so you can share in the same experience that I had. All right, here we go. 3 big things for the week of June 30th. Spy caught in Russia. The trial of Evan Gershkovich, the first American journalist to be arrested on espionage charges in Russia since the Cold War, began today in a closed hearing that has been condemned by the U.S. Gershkovich, 32, was arrested while reporting for the Wall Street Journal, which he joined just weeks before Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine. While many newsrooms subsequently pulled the reporters out of Russia, Gershkovich remained covering the war and how it was changing life in the country. Not to make light of a serious situation, says Brado, but it got me thinking, which Dutchman would make the best spy? I'm thinking old Missile Lips would be the first to be caught.
Duh. I'd say you'd be a pretty good one.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I think this guy right here in the middle would too.
Yeah, Dave would probably be the best. I was saying you were going to be a good one, but this cat right here is regular old James Bond.
Well, I think
I
it's
think it's just because I like to avoid people and interaction with people.
Yeah,
Dave's ability to just kind of blend in
yeah,
with the background there.
yeah.
What a wild situation. Because I would imagine that if this old boy, and I really doubt he's probably going to get a fair trial in Russia.
No.
Not that, hey, Uncle Vlad, like, he probably runs a tight ship over there. And we're not, if we got fans in Russia, like, we don't want to be on that blacklist.
No.
But probably not going to get a fair trial. And the only way this ends is him either hanging from a noose or a bullet in the head.
Yikes.
Right? I mean, you're not just going to let him sit in a Russian prison.
Depends if there's somebody sitting in one of our prisons that they think they'd.
Well, hell, for Brittany Griner, we gave up the merchant for death. What are we going to give up for this guy? We don't have a second merchant of death unless we recaught the merchant of death. Like, how's that going to work?
What a wild thing to be called the Merchant of Death.
And get traded for Brittany Griner.
Yeah.
No, she was a basketball player or something.
Yeah, she's some random basketball player that just got caught with a little weed, and now we traded her for the Merchant of Death.
Yeah.
Golly.
Hey, that vape pen, that guy over there, that can sell arms to about anybody.
Yeah, the dude that they're wheeling out with that two-wheeler over there with a freaking muzzle.
Hannibal
Have you ever
Lecter
watched
mask.
Lord of War with?
Yeah,
God, that's an awesome.
it's a good movie.
What the heck's that cat's?
Nicolas Cage.
There you go.
You are a Lord of War. Because he didn't call him
Yeah.
Warlord. He called him a Lord of War.
Well,
That's a good movie.
and the other thing, too, like all these other newsrooms pulled reporters out of Russia because I'm sure the United States Department said, hey, probably not a good sitch here. Maybe get your people out. Wall Street Journal's like, no, we're going to leave that guy in there to report on things that
we got to get the juice.
Yeah, that Vlad probably doesn't want out of his country, that things are kind of tough in Russia.
Yeah.
And they're sending these guys to the
What's the
Ukraine.
guy's last name?
That'd be Gershkovich, Gershkovich.
He's probably one of them double agents there,
Ooh.
and they're doing that to make it look like to have America have favor on him to try to get somebody to reach out and contact him.
You reckon?
Oh yeah, he's definitely working for Putin.
Uncle Vlad.
So he's not going to get hung or shot. He'll probably
What's on the next one?
Highlights from the 2024 NBA draft. The NBA draft's 2 days of action began on Wednesday with several French nationals making history in the American-based league. Wait, what? Are we USA not the best basketball nation in the world anymore? Well, here's the thing about these wimbly-bimbly French dudes. Like, they look good on paper. They play against nobody. It'd be like our varsity team.
And they sound
playing
like they
against
got a mouthful of peanut butter when they talk.
Yeah.
How you going to give a good...
Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, Ricky Bobby. You want a hamburger? Oui, oui.
You know?
That's
Maybe someone will be smoking on a basketball court like that one gal on the golf course.
Oh.
I think the French are pretty strong.
Charlie
smokers.
Hull.
Yeah.
Ripping darts. My
Well,
God,
I
she's
mean,
hot.
to Brado's point, I mean, Bronny James was drafted
He's
55th
terrible.
overall.
So wasn't there? Did I see? I don't watch sports. I know we talked about this last week, but didn't like the coach or whatever or somebody on the Lakers basically say, "Hey, it was all."
It was a sham.
There's like he said if we didn't draft his kid, he was going to go play for the other team. So the only reason he's here is because his dad said it had to happen.
There was a
Like
whole
in
bunch of
news press.
There was a whole bunch of
press release.
stuff out saying that. The
Well,
only
and did you
reason
see what he
was that.
signed for? Like, they did a comparison to their second round pick or their 55th pick or whatever. And, like, Bronny James signing for, like, 7.9 with, like, 3 of that guaranteed. The one guy was basically signed for a bag of balls. And then the other one was maybe $1 million or $2 million. So, like, overpaying. And then they came out and said he'll probably spend most of his time in the G League. Like, yeah, he's just there for 2 more years. He'll get a spot start or playing time with his dad. But you can't average 4.8 points per game and then get drafted to the NBA because the NBA is not a defensive league until the turn, like until they get in the playoffs. Like, it's all about scoring and getting up and down the floor. Yeah. So I don't know. It's a tough spot there. Panda Express. China sends, here's the real spies. China sends 2 pandas to the San Diego Zoo. 2 giant pandas are heading to San Diego in China's first new loan to the U.S. in more than 20 years. So I don't get it, says Brado. Why can't we raise and keep pandas in the United States? Why does China get a worldwide pass as the only country that can have them? Do we have any animals that other countries can't have?
I bet we don't. Are bald eagles anywhere other than here? I don't think there's a bunch of wild turkeys at many other places, is there?
Yeah.
Mexico's got
Mexico.
Okay, how about in a non-continent? Like, how about the other continents?
Oh, you're talking about.
Sorry.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think a panda bear would ever like just wander over here. That's a hell of a far swim.
Well, not if you could figure out how to get his happy ass into Russia, because then it's only like a little bit to get to Alaska.
That's true.
Yeah, but then he'd freeze his little panda balls off trying to get over through
I
the
keep
ice.
thinking polar bears. They're not cold weather
You've had
bears.
a thing with
pandas, the
Yeah,
ones
but
that eat
pandas-
bamboo, the black and white ones.
Yeah, maybe
Pandas-
that's why we don't have them. We don't have any bamboo here.
Yeah, but you can raise bamboo about anywhere, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can just start breeding dogs until they look like pandas.
They already do.
Okay.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Or are you just
What are they
making that
called?
up? Panda dogs?
Yeah.
Little panda dogs.
Is that what it is?
I don't know idea.
I mean, it's a good possibility. It's a very good possibility.
I don't think that there are. I don't think there's any other eagles. I don't think there's bald
Did you
eagles.
see that
anywhere.
video of like I think it was like a golden eagle, but it picked up a deer off of a mountain
Golden eagles
and
are
then dropped
used,
it off.
Golden eagles are used in Tibet to hunt wolves.
Mhm.
Golden eagles are bad mammer jammers.
Like they don't pick up people.
yeah,
Not me.
no, but
None of us have to worry about getting carried away by him.
babies.
Yeah.
I love the memes. I saw one the other day that had a mountain lion, and it was like a meme. It had the mountain lion face, and it's like, oh, for sale for a good home. Like, it describes like all these like cat characteristics, but it's a mountain lion. It's a tough spot there. Hey, and those are Brado's 3 big things. We appreciate it, Brado. He stopped by tonight. We weren't out because we had a hole in the roof.
Yep.
Yet, and he left 3 pieces of pizza and 3 breadsticks.
4 and 4.
Really?
Yeah, I had the first one. I didn't want to go to. I didn't know what time everybody was showing up yet. I was like, well, I better have one of these. I don't want to get wasted here.
That dirty dog.
Hey, cost you doing business, boys.
You're right. You're right.
Hey, it's time.
It is your job.
We have a couple of People's Wonders here we have a People's Wonder, but it's 2 questions. Somebody that one of us at the table might be familiar with. A Miss Brittany Sawyer.
Hey, little sister.
Little sister Britt.
Yeah.
Was she the one that broke you the news to you that you weren't Native American?
Yeah.
That's a tough spot. Yeah, we won't hold that against her. though.
Now, she was saying that maybe, like, she's found out were a lot more other things since more and more people have had this done than they had like 6 years ago when she had hers done. So she gets new updates. So she said maybe there's
Okay.
still a chance.
This is going to be a sidebar situation here. We're not going to lose this thought from Brittany, but you just mentioned something that sparked a story that I saw on Facebook. So somebody that I am Facebook friends with, it's her husband. Her husband did not know his father growing up. So he must have an older child that before this marriage with the person I know. I don't know this guy from Adam, but I know the girl. So he's got a daughter that I guess convinced him to or wanted him to do 23andMe to find out.
Yeah.
And so he did it. I need to get this right. But it's kind of an
He
interesting.
didn't marry a sister.
No. He didn't.
That'd be tough. Like, how awful would that be?
It'd be terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Could you imagine that though?
No.
We're really good at having kids with extra digits.
Oh my God.
I love it. So basically, for those of you who do not know, I've not known who my father was for 45 years of my life. For years, I wondered and imagined who he might be. Didn't see. My story took a turn in 2018 when my 18-year-old did 23andMe to gain knowledge of her ancestry on her paternal grandfather's side. Part of the results came back 25% Ashkenazi Jewish.
Okay.
I don't know if that's how you say that right.
Ashkenazi.
Ashkenazi Jewish, which triggered me to get my own test. Sure enough, my results came back 25% Ashkenazi Jewish with ancestry specific to Eastern Europe to Romania. No direct relatives to link me to that side of my heritage. Carried on over the next 6 years without accepting that I may never know who his father was. About 90 days ago, I decided to try 23andMe again to see if maybe a direct relative had done the test recently. To my surprise, his wife started calling his phone at 6 a.m. with news that 2 half-brothers had recently taken a test in December of 2023 as a holiday gift. Within 30 minutes of sending a message to my half-brother, I learned who my biological father was and that he was still alive. Still processing everything as this is all very new. Relationship with half-brother, my dad, and everything that's happened between these past 2 years.
Dang.
It's a wild deal.
Can you imagine that?
No. I know somebody who could, but I can't.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
Like you imagine somebody that could.
Mm-hmm. Like I know somebody that has no idea who her
Oh,
yeah,
that part.
like that whole other side of the family. Like shit, they could have.
Yeah, could be a ton of that.
Who knows?
I just think that would be wild to think about, like that happening. To then all of a sudden takes it, finds out ancestry, his ancestral heritage, and then you do it again 6 years later just on a whim, and somebody at Christmas just thought about doing it and was like, "Hey, I just realized I had 2 half brothers." You must waive a hell of a lot of privacy rights there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To connect, like think about that. Imagine if you didn't want to know, but like
Think how many guys are going out there going, they're going to find me.
Well, you do know that once you enter your spit into 23andMe, you automatically
could you imagine you having been that
you're
guy?
in the system.
Yeah, for sure.
Could you imagine being that guy that went and donated sperm like in college to just make money, and all of a sudden you get pinged like 130 people,
Well, yeah.
half children?
Well, sure. Happens all the time. I'm sure it does.
That'd be wild. All right, back to little sister Britt. Question for the Wanderers from David's little sister that ruined his image of being Native American. I added that part. She didn't have that in her thing. What is something that you thought would be a bigger deal as an adult when you were a kid than what it actually is? Think acid rain, quicksand, etc. Secondly, what is something that is a bigger deal than you had anticipated as a child? Like passwords. All the passwords.
That's totally. It makes total sense that she's your sister.
Yeah.
You guys.
Does she have a distrust for the government too?
I'm not sure.
She-
I imagine everybody has
mildly
a little bit.
autistic as well. I'd say something that seemed like a huge deal as a kid, but then now as an adult, it's really no big deal. For me, I think, would probably be driving. Like I always thought driving would be a huge deal, like as a kid,
And now you hate it.
And I don't hate it, but it's just like it's just something that you do. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I think that would be the number one for me. Driving.
What about the other? Or do you want to answer the first question first, and then we'll come back around for the second one?
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I think we covered it in a show, but quicksand was something that I felt like was very much over pushed as a common hazard.
Every great Western ends that way.
Yeah.
You could also say that about rattlesnake bites. Thought they'd be pretty prevalent. I would say running out of. I had a big fear when I was about probably 11 or 12 that I was never going to be able to drive an automobile because we were going to run out of fossil fuels and gasoline. And then because I didn't understand the whole economy of scale thing. Like,
Are you serious?
yeah, huge fear that I was never going to be able to get to drive.
Greta Thunberg over.
God, entire ecosystems will die.
I know. But that's what I thought. I thought we'd run out of gasoline and never get a chance to drive. And now I drive 500 miles a week plus.
That's
It owns one of the most fuel economic vehicles on the face of the planet.
yes.
Lady tank.
Well, lady tank, polar bear. The only thing that gets over 15 miles a gallon in that operation is the Nissan Altima, the White Fox. So the second part of that question sent in by Brittany was, what is something that is a bigger deal than you anticipated as a child? And she used the example passwords.
I don't know. Something that I anticipated.
That you didn't anticipate.
Yeah, so something that's a bigger deal now than what you ever thought it would be. Like as a kid, you're like, that's no big deal. And then it turns out like, oh, that's kind of a big deal.
Grocery shopping.
There's a science behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Government overreach.
There you go.
Stay consistent. I would, but I just said that. In the same vein, like taxes.
Yeah.
Like you don't realize how much, like as a kid, you go buy that candy bar, you don't know what that sales tax is. But then you don't realize that you're paying a gasoline tax, you're paying a sales tax, you're paying property taxes, you're paying personal income taxes, you're paying
carbon gains taxes.
Yeah, you're paying all those kind of taxes. So I think as
excise taxes, sales tax on the tires.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is. That's what I would think. So, hey, Brittany, great questions. We appreciate you supporting. We got the whole, the Smoker clan. I just can't wait till Grandma Viv sends in some questions.
Yeah, we'll need to get her on there. Well, I'll get a hold of little sister and see if she can't go out and get some proxy questions to get sent in here.
Get some from Grandma Viv, because we'd love to hear, because we missed Grandma Viv's 92nd birthday party, but we made 91. So there we go. All right, there we go. That's today's show. But before we go, we're going to take one more trip around the table and see what our final thoughts are. And they're brought to you by Hayes Heating, Air, and Repair, our buddy and friend of the show, Todd Hayes, bringing you this fine ad.
The final trip around the table is brought to you by Hayes Heating, Air, and Repair of Huntingburg. Todd Hayes and the fellows are ready to assist you. Is your house hot and it shouldn't be? Probably need to get that looked at. Is your air conditioner making funny noises? Something else you probably ought to get looked at. Todd and the crew stand ready to assist you in keeping your house cold for you and, of course, the rest of your household. Give Todd a call today at 812-630-5719.
All right, big fella. What is your Hayes Heating, Air, and Repair final thought?
Stay cool if you can. Stay hydrated. We're in the thick of it now. We just rolled into July here. It's going to get hot. It's going to stay hot. So take care of yourself and keep your stick on the ice. That's about all I got today. I'm tired. What you got, Dave?
Just came through a pretty big, heat run there. I imagine, historically speaking, we'll have one or two more. So this is a good time to be sure your vehicles are all maintained and working properly. And, be sure you got a little bit of extra shit at home in case bad storm comes through, no power, and then the fridge goes out and everything. Like, it's not the right time of year to be stuck with no supplies and no way to get any more. So, plan for the worst here in these dog days of summer.
What you got, Casey?
Farmers, they were starting to get worried because it was dry. And now they're bitching that it's wet.
They got her, didn't they?
They really go from one end of the spectrum to the other. But thank a farmer because of all that, food, all that other stuff they do. We plucked the first tomato off of the old, shrub tomato bush out in the front yard there. Didn't get a bite of it because it went to the kids, which is adulting. Give for your children. But the younger brother and I we're going to make a real run at the
salsa.
No, we don't have enough for that. The garden on the hill next year that we talked about here earlier, and now we're going to really make a run at it in the fall time. But Nope, we had a good 4th of July holiday, and like Papa Frank said, that once you hit 4th of July, the summer's already over.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, we are heading down that slope to where we're back to school, I think 5 weeks, I think is what I calculated.
Won't be long.
Won't be long, but exciting. We got a lot of things going on, some things to be keeping a lookout for, some things putting in play. But we like the changes that are coming. Working on, some new sponsors that are coming on board, which is cool. Show's growing, and that's always good. But, we do have to thank K&J Insurance for their support. Celebration Ice with their ice cold opener. Of course, we'll have to find, obviously, after this airs, the Courage for Courtney will be over. I feel like we've talked about it in that Pause for the Cause for what, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. So we're going to have to find somebody new for that because we've kind of had that. But we also, Hayes Heating, Air, and Repair, we appreciate them, Todd and the boys, because Todd's a fan of the show.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that. And, coming up, I think we may have our friends from Overboard in because we're getting really close to the night that we sponsor the opening kickoff to Holland Fest. So we have that coming on, and we'll start talking about that. And then we got a good old barbecue competition that hopefully we'll get a good turnout for. That should be finalizing some stuff coming out for that. And then, to top it all off, we'll be turning 3 years old.
Heck yeah.
Which is crazy to think about. But I don't know. Man, we have a lot going on.
Pretty wild.
A lot going on. And with that,
Buckle up.
raccoons waiting for Big Mace at home.
Can't wait.
Dutchman out.